it's obviously Valentine's Day today. I've got a little romantic story coming as well from the sports world.
Ooh, Ben.
Being provided by the state of Massachusetts sports teams. New England Patriots and the Boston Red Sox, they've not really given a huge amount. I'm sorry, I've been distracted by Emily reaching her hand.
I'm very excited about this story.
Okay, yes. The New England Patriots and the Boston Red Sox haven't really provided their fans with much to celebrate about this season, but Boston Red Sox third baseman Kevin Youkilis will be marrying Julie Brady, who is the sister of New England quarterback Tom Brady, at some point this year. They've announced their engagement. So that's very nice for them.
Aww.
I imagine it's going to be sort of similar level to the royal wedding.
Or maybe more like the Kim Kardashian wedding, maybe.
Maybe, but
but hopefully lasts a bit longer.
Yeah, you would hope so.
Fingers crossed.
Not that I'm having a dig, but these two are considerably more private about their relationship than Kim Kardashian and Chris Humphries are. Much like many people in general are.
Most people are more. I think everyone else is probably more private than their relationship was.
I think the Queen's relationship with her husband is even more private. All they do is just make public appearances.
Yeah.
And that is
a lovely way to finish the sports news this evening.
Romantic.
Indeed.
Just keeping it romantic here at the American Dream Team.
So we'll be coming back very shortly to talk more about Whitney Houston, to talk about the weekend's events and her impact on American music. But as we said, Adele has done very well at the Grammys this week, so we thought it would be only right.
Favourite song from the album, this one?
Well, I just knew that.
You just
so
knew.
we thought it'd be right to play.
I let it fall, my heart, and does it
We just caught a few notes of that, Jodie. Thank you very much. Was that you singing, or was that?
It was definitely
Emily.
me humming along. But
I'm trying to do this new thing where I don't sing when we've got the microphones on, because I think I'm just embarrassing myself.
Nice.
I don't care anymore.
Cher Lloyd last week was good.
Yeah.
What was good?
Cher Lloyd.
We did Cher Lloyd?
You did, yeah.
You sang
Oh, no, I did the funny bit at the end where
The
she pretended to be a
helicopter noise, I
helicopter.
think.
What was it? I can't remember. Awful.
You've done it again.
I'm sorry. Okay, I need to stop.
Of course, that was Adele, set fire to the rain after a Grammy success, and as she, I believe herself said, the girl done good. Is that
She did
is that
good.
what she announced?
Yeah, I think she did.
So, as we said, welcome back, first of all, to the American Dream Team here on Siren 107.3 FM. So we're going to look now a little more into the news story over the weekend about Whitney Houston, the American actress and singer who died in Los Angeles at the age of 48. Police said she died in her room at the Beverly Hilton Hotel, where she had been staying as a guest. Houston is, I think she already was one of the most celebrated female singers of all time, but I think her death has
One of the greatest
very
voices
much
of all
brought
time,
that to
definitely.
very much brought that to the fore. Her later career there was overshadowed by substance abuse and a turbulent marriage to singer Bobby Brown. Miss Houston died on the eve of the Grammy Awards. She had been due to attend a pre-awards party at the Beverly Hilton Hotel organised by a longtime mentor and record industry executive Clive Davis. He actually went ahead with the party, holding a minute's silence and telling the audience how personally devastated he was. Of course, the hotel was already teeming with reporters and celebrities when police and paramedics
I
arrived.
think, within an hour of the news being released, so hundreds of people turned up at the hotel to pay their respects, fans and people. So
Obviously the popularity of the event anyway added to that. Police were dispatched, but paramedics who were already at the hotel, again because of the party, attempted to resuscitate her without success. The US celebrity website, TMZ.com, reported that Miss Houston had been partying heavily on both Thursday and Friday nights. She had even briefly took a microphone and performed while out in Hollywood on Thursday.
there was a recording of that, and again they played it on the radio. I was listening to BBC One.
People wouldn't have known, but a last known recording clearly. So
they played it, and it's very, very sad news. I think it's been quite controversial though, because a lot of people are sort of saying one thing and saying how
one of those
you shouldn't.
controversial people.
It's one of those issues where everyone's like, she was a drug addict, and so you shouldn't be. Well, it's sad she died, but why are you getting so upset about her when so many people die every day in war, and that sort of thing, brings up that constant conflict,
that, isn't there?
over sort of these
fairly similar
stars
to
that die.
the debate here where about Amy Winehouse.
Amy Winehouse, and sort of, which is quite upsetting. But I mean, I think she's brilliant. I mean, I've listened to her music on and off. The big songs. since I was quite small. So every time you play them, like, just get up and dance. And, you know,
I think she was brilliant.
She was. And she definitely had a voice which was, you know, second to none. It was beautiful when she was, you know, when she was younger. And I was talking to my mum yesterday in the car, who I think's listening. And she said that, you know, that's what you used to do when she was in the 80s, before you went to your discos, you know, you put on a bit of Whitney with your girlfriend, have a few drinks and dance. You know, she was one of those, you know, artists today that for us equivalent, I guess it could be like Lady Gaga
If I
or
want
Madonna.
to dance with somebody, it's inevitable that some people will get up and dance to it.
Always,
Of course,
every time.
yeah.
If we play it later, I will be dancing. Shame there isn't a camera in here to film it.
Definitely got to play it because we've got the cameras for the pictures for the YouTube.
I'm,
so-
afraid,
no.
I'm afraid that isn't on the system. We will be playing two Whitney Houston
Should
songs,
be.
but it won't be one of them, I'm afraid.
We'll get you to dance anyway.
I'm sure they're great ones anyway.
Of course, not just a musical success. Houston also enjoyed acting success in blockbuster films such as The Bodyguard and Waiting to Exhale. And Sony Pictures announced on Sunday, that it would release the star's final film, Sparkle, which is loosely based on the story of the Supremes. That'll be coming out in August.
Oh, good.
I imagine that will be massively
Well,
successful.
Huge,
now.
yeah.
Probably would have been anyway, but
Yeah.
yes, you would imagine so now. But again, I mean, it's as we've seen with a lot of the recent celebrity deaths, the outpouring of emotion on social media was
Crazy.
amazing. Yeah,
I mean, I don't know if anyone was on Twitter at, say, 2 a.m. Saturday night, like I was, but it was pretty much, again, within minutes, I think, of the news being released. We were saying probably every single trending topic on Twitter was in some way related to her death, including the hashtag I will always love you, which was quite sad.
And The Bodyguard, but it in Spanish was trending as well. So
Oh,
obviously,
really?
like Latin America had been sort of woken up to the news, and obviously has a lot to do with the Grammys. That had obviously
Yeah, especially the day before the Grammys,
Yeah.
which is, you know, obviously a big time for
a huge amount of
music
Spanish-speaking
industry.
people, obviously in America.
Mhm.
The funeral, I believe, has been announced today that it will be held on Saturday in a hometown of New Jersey, but it's going to be at the church where she was first discovered singing in a choir.
But saying the thing is, you know, it's amazing. She was always sort of born into stardom. Everyone says 'cause with her, the
Yeah.
amount of sort of fame she already had attached to her.
Yeah, well, she was a cousin to singer Dionne Warwick, and she's goddaughter to Aretha
Yeah.
Franklin.
Aretha Franklin, yeah.
So I mean, that's some.
I think, that might have maybe had something to do
yeah,
with it.
some
but
sort of standard to live up to.
I
but
know.
I mean, she certainly had a lot of talent.
Oh, she
yeah,
did.
I don't think it can be
Amazing
argued that
amount,
she didn't
no.
live up to that
Yeah.
standard that was
I mean,
probably expected of her.
even recently, I mean, that was it $1 Million Bill? Is it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it wasn't that long ago.
That was only like last year before, and that was a great song.
yeah.
You know, she was still releasing music right up until recently. So you never know. If she'd lived a little longer, we could have had some more tunes. But I guess we'll never know now, which is quite sad.
But I think we'll be looking forward to that film that's coming out in August. And
Maybe we can review
the
it.
story of the Supremes is, I don't know all the details, but it's quite an interesting one, I believe.
Yes,
There's a lot of
definitely.
history there, so
Yeah, well, maybe we should go and maybe do a little review.
quite possibly.
Maybe in the future.
So as I said, we will be playing a couple of Whitney Houston songs in a minute. That is just before it will be just before the Siren News. Find out some local developments, news, events, weather, what's happening around the Lincoln and Lincolnshire area.
Exciting Lincoln news.
Just before we do that, a quick chat with Jodie. After your trip to New York, you met our friend at the American Dream Team, Jessica Latshaw.
Yeah, I certainly did. I met up with Jessica in I forget which area it is, but it's not far
Somewhere
from
in
Penn Station.
Okay, very
Yeah,
good.
in Manhattan.
Yeah,
So
just-
we arranged
just
to meet
Manhattan,
at this diner called Johnny's Diner,
Very nice.
which I, managed
Very
to find
American.
it. And, yeah. No, we had a great chat. She's just as wonderful in the flesh as she is,
I hope you sang our praises.
I certainly did. Yeah.
Good.
No, she's a very big fan, and things are going really, really well for her at the minute.
Yeah, because what has she been up to since? Because obviously we spoke to her maybe like a week after her
Yeah.
YouTube video went viral. So, I mean, since then, have you spoken to her about what she's been doing since then?
Yeah, I mean, she's been attending lots of. She now has an agent and a publicist. She's been playing at lots of different, events. And a few nights ago, I know she was recording for Germany's version of America's Next Top Model.
Amazing.
Or Germany's America's Next Top Model. I'm still confused about it.
So it'll be
but
Germany's Next Top Model.
We're
Well,
not
I
sure.
don't know,
We think it might be
because
America's
she
Next
put-
Top Model, but the
Perhaps
dubbed
the
version,
dubbed
German
German
version,
version.
or
German version?
German American.
I
the
mean,
dubbed
We're
version
not
of the
quite sure.
American,
something like that.
something like that. She was playing it anyway, so I think the girls
going
definitely Going very well indeed.
Well, Jessica, if
Yeah.
you're listening, you're doing very well, so well done you.
Yes, we are hoping to get Jessica back on the show very soon.
Definitely,
hopefully.
with a few
I'm sure
updates.
she'd-
Maybe,
yes.
maybe even next week if she's listening.
If she's
we'll welcome her
available,
back.
I'm sure you can tweet her. You do that a lot. Enough, anyway.
I want to keep a tally of how many times you say Twitter and.
Oh, we're just
It would
so
be quite
current. You see, we have to just constantly tweet.
We would say other social forms of media are available, but you know,
Twitter's the way to go.
yeah.
Opinions there from Emily Brown, as ever, never afraid to share some.
But yeah, it was it was actually a really warm day. The second day that I was in New York, it was 15 degrees. It was so
Not
lovely.
to rub
just
it in
sat
or anything with us in the -9 around a similar sort of time.
But
Oh,
yeah,
lovely.
it was a good trip. New
Fantastic.
York's always lovely.
New York's great.
So
Mm.
I'm very much looking forward to going.
When are you off there?
May the 12th.
May
I'm flying
12th.
to New York.
It'll be lovely there too. In the sunshine, you're going to hit
Well,
hit
actually, I'm
Central
sorry.
Park
I'm
and-
flying to Boston on May the 12th,
Ah,
and then I think May the 15th we get the train to New York. So
how long are you in New York for?
4 days.
Great. It's enough time. I only spent 4 days there the first time I went and literally just did everything. It was non-stop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But one thing I'll say to do, if you are in New York, do the Empire State Building, but do it at night. Absolutely
Wow.
beautiful.
Okay.
It's great to do it in the day, but nighttime,
better.
everything's lit up.
I would definitely try and take that advice.
Hmm.
So we will be back somewhere around 6 o'clock with probably another song, and we will be building up to the Random American Quiz of the Week, of course. And then later on in the show, we'll be talking to Stephanie from Bunac. But as promised, we have 2 Whitney Houston tracks to lead us into the Siren FM news. No getting emotional in the studio.
I don't know.
Well, I'm
If I
gonna
can
be
hold-
singing
hold
along, I'm
back the
sorry.
tears because I think I can probably guess what one of them is.
That's the first one as well.
Ah.
Should stay, I would only be in your way.